EPA, noise should not exceed 75 decibels. ExxonMobil and Volunteer Youth Corporation donate STEM kits. Royston King to return as Tom Clark. In the region, fire at Rio's Baden Hospital kills 11, and internationally, 6th U.S. death linked to lung illness. Greetings and welcome to this edition of Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. On Wednesday morning in the mining town of Linden, ranks from the Major Crimes Unit and the Tactical Services Unit were engaged in a 6-hour operation to dismantle what they believe are 2 gangs. 14 suspects of questionable characters were arrested and a number of items including parts of a Guyana Defense Force uniform was seized during that operation. Some of the detained alleged gang members are said to have implicated an A Division detective in their operations. The rank has since been transferred pending investigations. Commissioner of Police Leslie James is said to have been briefed on the matter earlier this week. According to a police source, the operation is a direct result and spin-off of an ongoing gang war between 2 mob families and a gang being headed by an ex-policeman who is wanted for attempted murder of 2 women. The members of these gangs are reportedly battling for turf rights. The Volunteer Youth Corporation and ExxonMobil is teaming up to assist secondary schools in Guyana with the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM. On Thursday, they both handed over 6 robotics kits to the schools in Georgetown region. These kits are supporting the STEM after-school program. The ceremony was held at the Richard Ishmael Secondary School on Wolford Avenue, Thomasland. The schools in the program are Charlestown, New Central High, Dolphin, Tuckwell, and St. John's College. Goldie Scott, the Chief Executive Officer of the VYC, said that they wanted to ensure that the students have the technology to use. She said that they would like to provide much more kits over the period of time from now to 2020. ExxonMobil's representative Deidre Moe stated that they are very excited to be able to be part of handing out robotics kits. Moe said that the STEM program is important in empowering and molding the youths of Guyana. Coming up after the break, EPA, noise should not exceed 75 decibels, and court rules that Royston King was wrongfully fired as Tom Clark.
Styles. Simply different.
Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have so much waste to dispose of in the landfill? Well, composting can help us reduce the waste we dispose of by turning our organic waste into compost, which can be used to improve the quality of our soil.
Composting is very simple and convenient.
You can compost using organic waste such as vegetable skins,
or fallen leaves and cut grass and put this in a composting bin or pile.
Compost can help your garden grow healthy plants
while reducing your volume of waste. It's a really good way to keep our communities clean and healthy.
So, let's all start composting our waste.
Find out how easy it is. Call us on 226-2189 or 227-8429 or visit our website moc.gov.ui. A message from the Ministry of Communities in collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Welcome back. This morning, in a bombshell ruling, Justice Simone Morris Ramlal told the court that the Commission of Inquiry in the Royston Kings matter was unlawfully established and that all of its decisions are null, void, and of no effect. King was the town clerk and was sent packing based on the COI's findings in January 2019. Justice Morris Ramlal ruled that the Local Government Commission oversteps its jurisdiction by setting up and then acting on the results of the COI. King said he is very happy because he believes that the judicial system would favor his cause. King is expected to be back at his position next week. It is unclear if Minister Ronald Bulkan will allow for the return of King as town clerk. Efforts to reach the minister were unsuccessful. Noise pollution refers to the presence of excessive and disturbing noise in the environment that is very harmful to the physical and mental health of living beings. Today, Esther Sobers visited the Environmental Protection Agency to gain an understanding on how loud is too loud.
Noise pollution has been an ongoing issue in Guyana, and residents have complained of being affected by different forms of music and sounds emitting from their neighbor's stereo. Many times the accuser would claim that they are innocent in the act and not contributing to it. The police are often summoned to investigate these acts of noise pollution, but many have questioned the procedure of the police to determine whether or not a person is indeed guilty of creating noise pollution. Headline News contacted the Environmental Protection Agency, which oversees the environmental activities of all persons along with issues relating to noise pollution.
2017, the Ministry of Public Security would have established a National Noise Task Force to address this persistence of noise. Because we receive complaints and they also receive a number of complaints. So together, the Environmental Protection Agency, along with the Guyana Police Force, have been trying to reduce noise nuisances. So what we have collaborated and we have held 2 trainings thus far. We held one in 2018 where about 50 police officers were trained on noise, its impacts to human health and the environment.
About 50 police officers were trained to determine noise pollution using a noise meter, which determines the decibel levels. These instruments were also provided for the police to use. However, the EPA said they are unclear whether the police officers use the instrument to determine the noise pollution. Nonetheless, the agency hopes to see an increase in the use of the instruments by the police.
The noise meter would definitely, like for instance, you may start off with the music being played at 100 decibels and you turn down, it goes to 80 and you go down further and it reaches to a point whereby it's within the permissible limit. So that's how the noise meter would work. It gives you an idea of how much noise at what level the sound is.
Furthermore, the EPA states that in order to determine whether or not a person is in violation of the Noise Nuisance Act, there are certain guidelines that must be followed.
The Guyana National Bureau of Standards has guidelines for noise emissions into the environment. And those guidelines stipulate how much noise should be within a particular area. So in a residential area, during the day, the noise should not exceed 75 decibels. And decibels is the unit by which we measure noise. At night, however, it should not exceed 60 decibels. So how do we know how much decibels is being emitted into the environment? Using the noise meter.
A few examples of decibel levels are the sound of normal breathing, which is about 10 decibels, the sound of whisper is about 30 decibels, and the sound of a washing machine, depending on the brand, is 60 to 80 decibels. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. When we return, fire at Rio's Badim Hospital kills 11 and 6th U.S. death linked to lung illnesses.
Are you kidding me? Really? So wrong. That is not what we were taught at the Green Generation Guyana camp.
Is this the correct way to do it? Drivers, you have two options that you can use. First, you can temporarily put your empty plastic bottles in the trunk of your vehicle or on the ground on the passenger side next to you. Or secondly, place them in the nearest garbage bin you see. We need you to play your part in helping us keep the environment clean and healthy. A message from the Ministry of Communities, Green Generation Guyana Sanitation Program. For more information, please contact us on 592-227-2605, or you may find us on the World Wide Web at www.moc.gov.gy.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Styles. Simply different.
Welcome back. In the region, a fire in a Brazilian hospital has killed at least 11 people. Patients from the private Badim Hospital in northern Rio de Janeiro was evacuated as thick smoke spread through the building on Thursday night. People on stretchers filled the pavements of the surrounding streets before being moved to an alternative location. A witness told reporters it was a panic scene as the patients waited for the fire crews. Firefighters arrived on the scene just before 18 hours local time, and the blaze was under control 2 hours later, according to local media. An investigation is underway. The hospital's management said they believe it was caused by a short circuit in a generator. Twitter has suspended several accounts run by the Cuban government, including those of state-run media and of officials, including the daughter of Communist Party leader Raúl Castro. The social media giant cited violations of its policies. The move came just as President Miguel Diaz-Canel made a televised statement about potential fuel shortages. Cuba's pro-government journalists union denounced the suspensions as massive censorship. A Twitter spokesman did not give specific examples of where its rules had been broken, but he said the company's platform manipulation policies prohibits users from artificially amplifying or disrupting conversations by using multiple accounts. And internationally, the United States government is probing 450 cases of vaping-related lung illnesses across 33 states and 1 U.S. territory. Al Jazeera's John Hendren reports.
At 18, doctors say Adam Hergenrader has the lungs of a 70-year-old.
I was devastated because I didn't think that little pod could do so much damage on my body.
He arrived in a hospital emergency room vomiting uncontrollably. His infected lungs nearly collapsed. His doctors and his mother blame daily vaping.
He's living proof of what this does. The pictures of his lungs
living proof of what vaping does to your lungs.
It's cases like his that have President Donald Trump considering banning flavored vaping tobacco, which critics say is designed to appeal to teens. The state of Michigan has already banned the products.
Not only is it a problem overall, but really specifically with respect to children. We're getting some stories that we don't want to hear, and we may very well have to do something very, very strong about it.
According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, more than 450 people across the U.S. have developed ailments linked to tobacco and cannabis vaping. At least 6 have died. By some estimates, 1 in 4 teens vape. Doctors say what's alarming is they're only seeing the first few cases. It could be decades before they understand the scope of the problem. One doctor told me the only thing that's safe to put in your lungs is air.
We really don't know what's in this product that's making them acutely ill. I think there's a big fear behind what is not known, and whether we're entering the early phase of this epidemic.
Critics say the Trump administration has contributed to a growing epidemic by refusing to regulate the industry as it regulates cigarettes until health advocates successfully sued to force the administration to act.
The Trump administration's Federal Drug Administration unlawfully refused to regulate e-cigs for years, allowing these products to be on the market without any indication of what chemicals these liquids contained. And that is directly contributing to the public health crisis that we're seeing today.
The American Vaping Association says it is disappointed the administration is considering a crackdown, saying in a statement, a ban will remove life-changing options from the market that have been used by several million American adults to quit smoking. In the history of the United States, prohibition has never worked. It didn't work with alcohol, it hasn't worked with marijuana, it won't work with e-cigarettes. Adam Hergenrader says for users like him,
my lungs were just felt like a baby bear was on them.
The damage is already done. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Chicago.
Here is the 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook and YouTube, or you can visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for more news. Until then, take care.